Hello viewers, I'm Red2006 and I'm very pleased to have you join me on the latest leg of our scenic tour through the Johto region in Pokemon Gold version. As a quick recap on our last day's adventuring,
I solved the final puzzle in the Ruins of Alph, and we've released all the unknown, which isn't that spectacular. Then I went down into Slowpoke Well. Finally, I scaled the lighthouse in Olivine City and agreed to help Jasmine with Ampharos. So today we are setting sail on an ocean crossing. Welcome back everyone. I hope you've enjoyed your time in Olivine City. We're heading along Route 40 and 41 to get to Cyanwood today, so we can help that Ampharos. We have a lot of opponents to battle, so I'm going to be using repels in order for us to travel these routes safely. I've had a few false starts getting this done. For some reason, everything I've been using just sort of freezes up on me for a little while, and some of the trainers have been a bit difficult. On top of that, the Pokemon I wanted to catch as the spotlight hasn't been the most cooperative. Hopefully things go pretty well now. I have been reminded of a few things I'd completely forgotten about due to the gap between recording sessions. My practice attempts today reminded me that Rapid Spin gets rid of Leech Seed, which I kept forgetting because I was trying to use it with Sunny. I thought it only got rid of entry hazards like Spikes and Stealth Rock. I really don't know all the nuances of competitive battling, if I'm going to be honest. You can tell I'm only a casual player. I mean, I've still got a Furret on my team. Which is perfectly fine because he's a very handy Pokemon. Anyway, with those tentacles, which gave poor old Sunny so much trouble, brushed aside, we can move on. That was one of the big issues. Sunny doesn't have a very good defensive type. But she's ready to battle now. On we go across the sea. This will mostly be just surfing and battling trainers for a little while. So there'll probably have to be a few different conversation topics brought up to fill the gaps, because I admit surf isn't necessarily the most fascinating type. The music is nice, but if you've got a repel on, not a lot happens. Of course, if you don't have a repel on, about every 5 steps you're going to be interrupted by a tentacle and the episode would take way too long. They do at least give decent experience, but it's not worth it. Preserve your sanity. Use repels. The trainers are actually pretty good around this area. You'll get reasonable experience. They could do with being a bit stronger, maybe 2 or 3 levels higher on average. But they're better than what we encountered on Route 38 and 39. For the most part anyway. Just slow and steady process going through a range of battles. And Staryu wants to drag it out. It's probably one of the best water types going around. Starmie is fantastic. Pretty good special attack, great speed as well, and it has access to a pretty wide variety of moves. For example, it can learn Thunderbolt. Very handy for taking on opponents in surfing areas. Or just any good water type, really. So Sunny is level 28 and we're battling Shelder. Should go down pretty easily. Yep, there we go. And on we cruise. It it would be quite peaceful for the most part travelling across the ocean. It would be nice actually surfing on a Pokemon, but I don't mind boat trips really. I haven't had that many, I admit, but I don't really have much of a problem with them. I suppose there's almost a bit of a romance to sea travel. People sort of hark back to those old days of wooden ships and iron men. We tend to romanticise the pirate era somewhat. Guess there's just a fascination with it because it required a lot of skill and there was also that sense of adventure. I mean, just look at the Wind Waker, for example. I absolutely love sailing in that, even though it takes a while, because it's like you never know what you're going to discover. It was actually the first Zelda game I played, and I loved looking around and exploring. Okay, Wartortle's got bite. Gonna have to put it to sleep, and... Okay. So things are not going well for Sunny again. Let's see. Dash can probably take care of this. But yes, that sense of exploration that Wind Waker has, just sort of sailing around, discovering new islands, seeing what you can find, it's a really, really lovely experience. And I don't think too many Zelda games after that captured that sense of adventure. Not until Breath of the Wild anyway. And I will admit, I love exploring in Breath of the Wild. I don't really care that much about the story most of the time, I just wander. I loved just wandering. And it's why I like taking walks, because I can just sort of roam around, let my mind work. You sort of relax a bit when you're connecting with nature, really. It ties back to everything I've said before. There is just something about Johto, that extra charm, that makes it feel so much more peaceful and relaxed than a lot of other regions. Anyway, let's patch up Sunny and go on our way. Where are we? There. So I think we've cleared the trainers on Route 40. Oh, there's another opponent, and I think we're on Route 41. So, what's he going to bring at us? I don't think I battled him in the practice recording. Just a shelter, not too much difference. Once I've got back to Olivine City and healed Ampharos, I'm going to take a bit of time to go fishing and show off some Pokemon. You can catch some pretty good Pokemon around Olivine City. I believe we have the good rod anyway. Given that I managed to forget the old rod in previous recordings, I'm not taking any chances when it comes to these. I want to make absolutely sure I have everything. I'm fairly certain I did get it. I'll quickly check after this battle. Oh, there we go. Not too bad. Ooh, Tentacruel. You know what? I'll trust Sunny. I can't trust Hypnosis, but I can trust Sunny. If this doesn't work, I'm in a bit of strife. There we go. And Leech Seed. Probably should have held on to Reflect just in case. Alright, let's see how much we get back. Not as much as I thought. Thought it would have been a couple of points higher, but there you go. As always, I could probably make it easier just by using Confusion a couple of times, but I'd rather get that little bit of health back. Alright, and this will bring Sunny to level 29. Nice work. swimmers don't carry much money, not really anywhere for them to store it. I'm going to switch to Mersey for now, because Mersey will be handy in catching the Pokemon I want to feature. I'll wait for the repel to run out. No, you're not getting Mersey. Go and find your own Lapras in Union Cave. 6 fairly basic Pokemon. I think 4 are Tentacool, there's a Remoraid and Shelder, I think. To be honest, this would probably be a better situation for Dash and Rollout. So I'm going to switch to him. Conserve PP for later on. Away we go. Probably won't knock it out in one shot, but the rest of them will fall pretty quickly. Should use Defense Curl and Rollout, then we'll be fine. So 3 Tentacles so far. And it goes down pretty quickly. Oh, Staryu, not Shelter. I do occasionally mess things up because I get a little frazzled with things going wrong. Another Tentacle, and the last one was indeed Remoraid. We'll just have to take that out with a regular attack. Remoraid is meant to be based on a handgun, while Octillery is based on a tank. Octillery's Japanese name roughly translates as Octank, and Octazooka as Octank Cannon. It's why they learn so many beam-based moves, or moves that resemble sort of bullets or bombs in a sense. It does give them a very good move pool though. So there we are. One more opponent to defeat nearby, then we can start pottering around to look for Pokemon once the repel wears off. Because we'll have a little bit of a break in space. It would be nice to actually rest at the Whirl Islands, but you need Whirlpool to get in there. You do also need Flash to navigate them, which I keep forgetting about. I've generally played Heart Gold, and I didn't have the original Silver, so Lugia is pretty much late game bonus for me. Alright, nice shot. Didn't expect it to go down in one. So Starmie will be a bit more of a challenge, but unless it does that. Maybe not as much. Yeah, not doing anything fancy because it can't really damage Mersey that much. And there we go, she's doing well. So we can wander around and look for Pokemon now. The repel should be wearing off pretty soon. Once that happens, I will cut to when I find that special Pokemon. Just like last time, this isn't the special Pokemon I wanted to show off, but it's still a useful one to have. Since I am trying to show off catching as many Pokemon as possible, we'll stick with Tentacruel. Now, I had a bit of trouble catching this, and I didn't even tempt fate. I was quiet throughout the whole thing. That happened to the Pokemon I was looking for. Oh well, let's move on. We've got another Tentacruel. Let's see if I can actually catch this one. Okay, Surf should chip it down barring any critical hits. Then I should probably switch to Sunny and try to put it to sleep. Or we get a critical hit. Really now? Oh well, at least Mersey's level 28. At least that didn't happen to the Pokemon I was looking for. Alright, third time's the charm. Let's see what... Okay, paralysis. That kind of throws off my plans. It's actually pretty irritating. Because you just sort of have to throw and hope now. Paralysis, burn and poison not affecting the catch rate due to a glitch is really irritating, and thankfully we didn't get a third critical hit in a row. Now, if things go wrong and I don't catch this very easily, I am prepared to call it quits, because I want the other Pokemon. Okay, that was much more cooperative than the practice recordings. Tentacruel, the jellyfish Pokemon. Its 80 tentacles absorb water and stretch almost endlessly to constrict its prey and enemies. I'm surprised it actually lasts long enough if it's just using Constrict. Constrict really sucks. So, hopefully I will find that Pokemon soon. And it was the next one along. This is our Spotlight Pokemon for today. Say hello to Mantine. Mantine is essentially the special counterpart to Skarmory. They appear in opposite versions and have the same base stats, distributed differently to benefit their respective skills. Mantine has a bit more trouble though, owing to the fact it has a double weakness to electric. Mantine actually gained a boost to its HP in Generation 7 to compensate for the fact that it doesn't have as many resistances as Skarmory. It can be a fairly capable Pokemon in a casual run, since its high special defense gives it a major advantage. Not too many Pokemon have special defense this high, so it can be helpful having Mantine along. While you probably won't find it that easily due to the fact it's only on one route, it can be worth giving Mantine a try. However, you will need to rely on its water moves for the most part, as it doesn't benefit from its flying type moves in Generation 2. In fact, it won't get very much benefit from its flying moves no matter which generation it's in. Nonetheless, given my philosophy, it's still really worth a try. If you have gold, catch it sometime and give it a go. It certainly makes a welcome change from the abundance of Tentacool in my opinion. Right, let's see if we can catch it. We're in a good position. I can switch to Sunny and take advantage of its high special defense. I can also put it to sleep with Hypnosis, and I have plenty of Great Balls, so I have a good chance of catching it. Just have to make sure I don't get hit by Supersonic. So away we go with Confusion. Well, there's the critical hit. Oh! Oh, that nearly went badly. Wow. It's a Pokemon LP, alright. Critical hits when you don't want them. And we got it. That is a real relief. Things have gone smoothly. Mantine, the kite Pokemon. As it majestically swims, it doesn't care if Remoraid attached to it for scavenging its leftovers. I would like to use Mantine someday. I will probably use it in Generation 7, train one up there, because in those games Mantine actually got a much needed boost to its HP, actually allowing it to tank special attacks better. So let's put those repels back on, and then we can continue on our way. I'll battle a couple more opponents. Try and clear out everyone around the first 2 islands, and then we can probably wrap it up. So, I will head around the South Island. Well, Southeast Island. Battle everyone around the east, and then we can probably wrap things up, and there's Gyarados. Okay, without Intimidate, this shouldn't be too bad. Still going to be fairly strong though. Of course, it does have the disadvantage of Bite being a special attack, and its special attack isn't great in these games. In the first games, it was actually pretty good. Gyarados was easily one of the most powerful Pokemon around. He's using another Gyarados, so I think I'll switch to Leon. I probably could take it with Ruby because Gyarados doesn't have any water moves, but this is just the easy way to do it. And there we go! Alright. We're almost done with proceedings for this particular episode. I'll wrap up this battle, check around the southeast, and we should be set. You can catch Seal in the Whirl Islands. You'll see it a fair bit later on in the game too. Alrighty. Well, that was helpful. Of course, it's going to take a while for Mersey to level up, so not much I can do at the moment. Might need to use that PP up on Body Slam at some point. But then again, I could also save it for Giga Drain. So there's one opponent there. And what else do we have around here? Nope, this was just where we were catching Pokemon, so let's battle that opponent over there and wrap things up for this episode. Well, I know what the secrets of Whirl Island are, but then again I have the advantage of a lot of experience in these games. So, just Krabby. Let's see if I can actually do a decent amount of damage with Surf. I don't think its special defense is that great. Okay, nice shot. It must have really, really lame special defense. But that is a good spot to wrap everything up. I think it's been pretty successful, actually. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you in the next episode when we get to Cyanwood City, get the medicine, and prepare to tackle the gym. I'll see you in the next installment of our scenic tour through the Johto region, and thank you very much for joining me.